The Saints' 13-0 loss in San Francisco was the Saints' 2022 season laid bare. I just think the Saints failed again from inside the 10-yard line and 1st and goal to go. It doesn't matter. They're going to kill Tom Brady next Monday night. Thomas, hit that intro.
Yo, what up? It's Deontay Harris with the New Orleans Saints. Y'all Saints Happy Hour podcast? Yeah. No bueno, not good. Y'all Saints takes. It's just awful. And I think it's because the drinks that y'all be drinking be having y'all a little woozy and y'all be forgetting like what team y'all talking about or something. I don't know what it is, but we gotta figure something out because it's bad. Let's regroup, reassess, and just be better, you know? All love.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are live on Twitch. If you aren't, follow us on Twitch and remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. Smash that like button on YouTube. Also, become an annual patron at patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour and get 2 months for free. We have a limited edition Boys Are Back Cup as a gift for any new annual patron at any level. So do it. Please support the show. We are now doing an MVP contest for people who watch and donate or subscribe during the live stream. Anyone who donates any amount during the show each week gets entered into a drawing at the end of the season for Saints Happy Hour and a Smoke Monday t-shirt. The person who donates the most each week gets entered into the drawing to win 2 Saints game tickets for 2023. And the person who donates the most each week gets to have a 30-second video of themselves giving their Saints hot take played the following week. Thomas, do we have a video for this week?
Come on, people.
Yeah, you guys suck at this.
This is ridiculous. This is your chance to be on the best Saints podcast in the state of Louisiana.
I know,
and that's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Yes,
we're giving you money. You're giving us money, and we're giving you a fantastic reward, and you're not taking advantage of it. Yeah, it hurts my feelings when you don't send us a video.
Yeah, Thomas's audio.
I welcome that. Is
it just me, or does Thomas's audio much worse than ours tonight?
I don't know. Thomas's audio is.
He's probably like on speaker or something.
Yeah,
it's probably like he got the new Polish 9000, and it's a tin cup.
You mean the Polak 9000? It probably sounds worse because Kevin's not here.
It probably does. I'm drinking. That is better actually. I'm drinking a Carbach Love Street Blonde. Dave, what are you drinking? Tulane's in crisis.
Tulane's in crisis. Nah, we're not in crisis. I'm not going to say Tulane's in crisis the week before we're about to play in our first AAC championship game. I am, although good segue, Ralph, because I am celebrating because this is a special week for Tulane and all of its fans. So in celebration, I am drinking. This just came out on Black Friday. This is a special release. This is Bourbon County brand stout from Goose Island. They were the ones that I think invented barrel aging beer in liquor barrels like whiskey, rum, that kind of stuff. So
I thought it was meth nog season, and you go meth nog.
You know what's funny? It's so meth nog season that I drank all my meth nog and I don't have any left, and I need to go to the store and buy some. But meth nog season is in full effect, and you will get a taste of that coming soon. But this is Bourbon County brand coffee stout. This was made with Intelligentsia Burundi Turahamwe coffee beans. It is, where does it say?
If we had a bougie meter as a graphic, it would be broken.
I mean, I would say this isn't an economically cheap beer. This is 13.2%. And it is just absolutely delicious.
I'm on yesterday.
I'm on a Facebook group. They would call this 13.2. Yes. No. And it's a stout. Obviously, it's a barrel aged. It's a barrel aged stout. And this is what I'm in a Facebook beer group, and this is what they would call an Oprah beer. It's it's rich, dark, and delicious.
I feel the cancel guillotine on my neck. Andrew, what are you drinking?
Well, I'm drinking Crystal Head vodka, the usual, and I'm watching the Pelicans. They're actually 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the game, and they're up by 1 point. Up by 1 point. So, but you asked me what I was drinking, but you didn't ask me about the hat that I'm wearing.
What is the hat?
Well, first of all, you didn't answer either question. What are you drinking?
He did.
I did.
He
I said
did.
Crystal Head vodka.
Oh, Crystal Head.
What's the hat?
Someone wasn't listening. So you're like, it looks like maybe a tennis hat, a golf hat. What is
No,
this?
that's the Greenbrier.
Yes, good job. Correct.
That's the Greenbrier logo.
With the way this last game went,
Feels like
clearly the Saints are cursed.
Feels like we had training camp at the Greenbrier this year.
Andrew, take
Saints
that
feel
hat
cursed.
off immediately
I'm
before your
reverse
back
jinxing.
explodes.
You know what? What did the curtains? What did the curtains look like in the hotel in San Francisco? Were they like a green floral curtain? Maybe that's why we lost.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm wearing this hat. Maybe that'll reverse juju us for this week.
Maybe. Speaking of reverse juju, that game yesterday, it was agony.
Big time three. Pelicans up 2.
Pain, horror. It was horrible. It was one of the worst Saints experience of my life from start to finish, just the actual viewing of it. But Andrew, it was also kind of hilarious as the Saints invented new ways not to score, and the officials invented new ways to make sure the Saints didn't.
Yeah, when you speak, Ralph, make sure you're speaking towards the mic, not
Towards the mic.
Yeah, he's not that close, but he's not used to. You know what,
Yeah.
Ralph? I think you need one of those arm things so that you can like a house.
Yeah.
Guide.
Totally.
Maybe I'll go back to the telemarketer headset.
No, please don't.
No.
Please don't do that. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Bud Rich, who's already donated like 500 bits. Saints Rabbit just dropped 100 bits. So shout out to
we're
those
getting
guys.
started early.
And I saw Noah Fredo. Fredo is here tonight. He isn't. I feel like I haven't seen Fredo in the chat in a while. So it's good to see.
One of my faves.
Fredo
Tulane fan.
But yeah, no. Look, the Saints, man. This game was there for the taking, and especially rewatching it, it's really
you watched
weird.
That again?
I watched it again.
You gotta do the grades, man.
The player grades, but like,
oh my God,
I gotta say, it's really weird rewatching when you know they don't score.
Yeah,
when you know they go an entire game without scoring a single point, because it's almost like you watch it and you're like, well, surely they're going to score this time. Like there's just so many instances where you're like, wait, like it's almost like you feel like reality is going to be distorted and they're going to figure out a way to score. Like this is the time they must figure out a way to score. Like it's improbable. It's like almost like impossible how they failed to score in this game.
I said this while we were chatting, making small talk before we went live, and I just came up with it just then. But like, watching this game was like the living embodiment of like the football version of like blue balls. It was like you're watching this game on multiple levels. One on the micro level with this game specifically, and you're watching it and you're like, they only have San Francisco only has 13 points. That's 2 touchdowns. Let's just get one. Once we get one, then you kind of felt like the floodgates would open up and that second one would be easier to get. It was just trying to get that one.
Seal.
Yeah.
Just break the seal.
And it's like how
unhook the bra.
They had like four drives inside the 5, and like obviously the fumbles, Kamara, the fumbles. It was just bizarro world. But then also going back to my blue balls reference, you go back to like the macro level. Like all you had to do was win this game. Like if you just gotten those 2 touchdowns and won the game by 1 point, you're tied for first place, and you're playing the first place team next week.
Lost.
Yeah, like you like. It was just frustrations abound. Frustrations abound. You're frustrated with the actual game. You're frustrated with the bigger picture because you're like, we just have to do is just score these 2.
Don't forget the officiating. That was
we'll get to that, Andrew. And here's the thing. I feel like this game, Andrew, it really came down to like 4 big moments. The Kamara fumble. The Kamara fumbles are 2. The Olave overturn and the Alante Taylor interception. If those just break even, 2 for the Saints and 2 for San Francisco, the Saints probably freaking win the game. But all 4 of those critical moments went against the Saints, and they lost.
That's the story of the season, though.
It
and,
is.
you know, like we talk about Jameis getting hurt and Pete Carmichael's play calling and Dennis Allen being a bad coach and all this stuff, the Saints being bad at tackling. But you really, like, at the end of the day, it's much more simple than all that. It really is. The Saints lead the league in turnovers, and they are by far the worst in turnover differential.
And here's the thing.
It's that simple. They keep coughing the ball up, and they have no freaking margin because they never get takeaways.
They haven't had a takeaway since the Raiders game. They have 2 takeaways the last 6 weeks.
Right.
I mean, it's a joke. They can't even stumble into a turnover by happenstance.
No.
And like they're just coughing the ball, like they're passing turnovers left and right. Kamara. Right. I mean, it doesn't matter who's at running back, who's the quarterback. It doesn't matter. They're finding ways to cough the ball up. And really, like, I just think if they weren't turning it over like this, and they were maybe just like up 5% in takeaways, I don't think the Saints are probably like 6-6 right now, or 5-7, and we're not clamoring for Dennis Allen to be fired, and we're not blaming this all on Andy Dalton or Jameis Winston, and we're not. No, I don't think so. I think honestly, if there's a couple,
have you been on? Have you gotten back on Twitter yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
First of all. Look, no, I hate this thing. This shelf is like right in my eye line here. You can win a Super Bowl. I can't remove the shelf. Jesus. It's an entire it's like a 5-foot shelf.
That's right.
Look, you can win the Super Bowl without no, not with that.
Dave, the shelf is discombobulated, Dave.
What I was going to say is basically
it's close to your head, but it's in your head.
I mean, basically, there's no way in hell you're not going to be successful if you're turning the ball over and the margin is terribly in your favor. You can potentially be successful and even win the Super Bowl with a turnover margin that's like close to even. Like maybe you'll have a chance if your football team is good, but if you are in the red, if you are so far in the red on the turnover margin, you have zero chance at all. And I forgot, Andrew, what was your last point? I had something else that I wanted to address. Your last point.
I want to get to the
fucking shelf.
I want to get to the officiating. I want to get to the Olave play. Thomas has cut up some awesome video that we're going to get to in a second. But what I want to start with, even Dennis Allen doesn't know what a catch is, but I want to note that his audio is the audio quality that a 4-8 football team would have. Thomas, play that audio of Dennis Allen.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what a catch is in our league anymore. It's kind of changed multiple times. Their explanation to me was that he didn't survive the ground. So, I don't know what a catch is.
That is strong 2017.
You know what it
Saints
sounds like? It sounds like
somebody didn't plug their cable in all the way.
No, you know what it is? It sounds like it's like tattoo removal. You know, it's like I feel like maybe Dennis Allen is getting the Super Bowl title tattoo that he has on his calf. Maybe
he's getting manscaped during the press conference.
Yeah, he's getting manscaped. That's a better joke. I cede the floor.
He's getting manscaped.
No, he's getting manscaped. But that audio is if that audio were if that audio was a podcast, Dennis Allen would be on our show live right now.
That's right.
So let's talk about the officiating. The Olave catch. I understand what they're saying, that he didn't survive the ground, but
what? He
already made moves before he got, like, he had the ball in possession and it took at least one step before he went to the ground.
There was like two football moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was that was the ground. That wasn't he didn't survive the ground. That was the ground can't cause a freaking fumble.
Right, and that's the thing. And
here's the thing. Thomas does it right here.
The same thing. Those two things mean the same thing. He didn't. What was it? He didn't what? He didn't what?
Survive the ground.
He didn't survive the ground, and the ground can cause a fumble. Those two statements are in direct opposition of one another. Those two things cannot both be true.
Well, that's a dumb. Forget the ground can't cause a fumble, because first of all, it can. The ground can cause a fumble. If you are not touched, let's say you're a running back and you're going all the way and you are untouched and you trip over yourself and your elbow hits the ground and the ball pops up, that's a fumble. So the ground absolutely can cause a fumble. First of all, that statement is wrong. So
here's the thing, though.
Get that out of the way.
Here's the thing, though, and Thomas did a great job of the video. Your UDFA son caught a pass earlier in the game. It might have been even earlier on the drive. It's the exact same play, basically. Yeah. He catches it, rolls over, the ball comes out. It was a catch. San Francisco doesn't even challenge it.
He didn't even take any steps. He caught the ball and immediately went to the ground.
So, what's most mind-blowing to me about Olave is that it was called a catch on the field. They reviewed it, and then you're telling me there's indisputable video evidence that it's not a catch?
Yeah.
If a player, now wait a minute. Now, Andrews, you said something earlier that I don't know if I agree with. Now, you said if a player doesn't get touched and he goes to the ground, and the ball comes out, it's a fumble. But if a player does get touched and he's quote unquote tackled in any sort of form, and he hits the ground with his elbow or whatever, and then the ball comes out, that is not a fumble.
You can't fumble if you're touched.
And here's the thing about this call.
So the ground cannot cause a fumble is a factual statement in. You said it's not a factual statement. It is a factual statement when it involves being touched or tackled by an opposing.
Here's the thing.
I think that's the thing. You have to include the caveat that you cannot. The ground can't cause a fumble if you are down by contact.
Okay. Here's the thing that
he was touched.
Here's the thing that's so infuriating, though, Dave.
But they're not calling it a fumble. They're calling
the announcers didn't even think they were reviewing if it was a catch. I was like the announcers. I was like, they're reviewing to see if he fumbled. And I was like, the ground caused that fumble. It didn't even cross my mind that they were reviewing whether it was a catch or not.
Me neither. And I think Dennis Allen too. I think I think everybody in Southern Louisiana didn't have that on their mind. Why would you?
In this play, it completely changed the complexion of the game because the Saints are down 3-0. It's either 3-3 or maybe they punch it in at 7-3. And Andrew, this is one of those pivot point plays.
I want to mention. Wait, hold on. But Joey mentioned something that's funny. Was that play was challenged because Kyle Shanahan challenged the play, but he challenged it because he thought it was a fumble. He didn't think it was not a catch. I think even he thought it was a catch.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's incredible. I think the Saints, you know what it is, Andrew? I think there's a bat phone that Goodell just has when he's watching the Saints game. And if he wants to just screw the Saints, he just picks up the phone and it goes right to the replay booth. And he's like, screw the Saints, do it. And they just, on command, they just do it.
Wait. Do it? Really? Do it? Do it.
Are you sure, sir? Are you sure?
I said do it.
As Butter says, the explanation was beyond stupid. And the rules guy for Fox, he can get fired into the freaking sun.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, that's not a catch. That's a great call. Like, what?
Yeah. No, we know who he is. We know
he takes one step. He takes a second step. Clearly football moves. Then his heels kind of click each other. So that's kind of like a third move.
Old Dorothy
and then he goes to the ground.
It's unbelievable.
And again, explain. I mean, Rashid Shaheed, the catch on the bottom. How is that a catch? if Olave is not a catch, how would you call Rashid Shaheed's a catch?
I don't even know.
And that was that earlier in the game?
He goes to the ground.
Earlier in the drive.
The ball hits the ground. Look at Shaheed, and then boom, it pops up. It's like that doesn't survive the ground either. But he didn't take 2 steps first.
This game had every Saints pain moment that we've ever experienced. It was like a checklist of horrible Saints pain. Not being able to score, penalties, refereeing decisions. It was all there. But before we get to the next segment, Thomas, do we have people supporting the show and giving us donations?
That cup is getting full. Wait, one just fell out. Wait, one just came out of the cup. Put that one back in.
Can you grab that one and get it back?
What's going on?
Nice.
I want to.
The Pelicans just got a big win. Real quick, I want to say real Uncle Milty said that Blandino is a failed stand-up comedian. I didn't know that. But I will say that explanation of the Olave incomplete pass was probably the most laughable thing he's ever said in his life. So he might have a shot at stand-up comedy after all.
Before we get to the next segment, I want to thank Michael Dickinson, a patron. He came in the clutch. The PlayStation I bought for my son didn't work, and he's shipping me another PlayStation 2 that works.
We need to talk about 2 things real quick. First of all, Ralph texts me. He's like, man, like my son's PS2, like I just bought him a PS2 and it doesn't work.
I didn't buy it. It was given to me.
Like they're on the 5th version. Why are you like, you could have bought him like the 3rd one.
No, because his son likes a particular game that probably can only be played on the PS2.
He wants the Sonic the Hedgehog games and he wants the classic
get him a Genesis.
Pac-Man games and all that. And like I got it for free from a guy from work. It worked. And I tested it out. I was playing the Blitz on it. When my son wasn't around, it was good to go. On his birthday, it didn't work. It didn't spin. I reached out to the patrons in the Discord, and they came through in the clutch. Thank you, Michael. I got it on the way. Me and my son, we're going to play PlayStation. We're going to play NFL Blitz. We're going to play Sonic the Hedgehog. It's going to be great. I just wanted to thank you.
So that was the first thing I wanted to mention that was hilarious, that Ralph went with PS2 and it immediately didn't work. The second, I'm more distraught over this one. I wish Kevin was here, man, so we could talk about this. My son was at a sleepover.
Oh, this is good.
Right.
He's at a sleepover on Saturday night.
Do we have the visuals to pull up for later?
I don't know.
Send Thomas
screenshots? I didn't.
You should have sent
a screenshot. But my son is at the sleepover, and he texts me out of the blue. And my son is a big fan of The Office, loves The Office. And he texts me, and he's over.
Which also, wait, sidebar. That's kind of, is that not a weird show for an 11-year? Like, I feel 12. Like he doesn't even get 12. Okay, yeah, my son's. I feel like he wouldn't even get half of the jokes in the.
He gets them. He's sharp for his age. He gets them. He gets most of them. But So anyway, he texts me, and he's with his buddy. They're brothers, Karsten and Henrik. They're like Irish twins, and apparently they listen to the show now. So shout out to Karsten and Henrik. But
12-year-olds listening to the show.
Yeah. Well, Karsten's 13, but Henrik and Colin are both 12. And so my son texts me and he goes, "We love Kevin." And so I assume that's a reference to Kevin from The Office. Like I said, he loves The Office. So I text him back. I'm like, "Why are you texting me this? I know you love The Office, whatever." And he's like, "No, we're talking about your podcast." And I'm like, "Wait a minute. You guys are listening to my podcast?" And so not only do they love watching our show, they're like, "This is my worst nightmare." And I knew this day would come that my son would be with his friends at a sleepover at someone else's house with other parents around, right?
Yeah.
And he's watching my podcast with his buddies,
Oh, they're watching it?
Yes, and to
On
make
Twitch?
matters worse, no, they're on YouTube, like watching the highlights,
Okay.
the clips and stuff. And to
Oh.
make matters worse, Kevin is their favorite.
That's right.
It's even worse.
Why
his
would he be?
rants about
That's
Why
why
wouldn't he be?
that's why we have him on our podcast. He
Dude,
tracks
Kevin-
with the 12 to 15-year-old male crowd.
Kevin is the secret sauce to this podcast. He's always been the secret sauce.
He's a Bujalokia.
I couldn't.
He is.
Andrew texted all of us like 2 or 3 days ago. He texted us like the screenshots of the text messages, and I'm like, wait a minute. Because Andrew's first reaction was like, "Can you believe he's listening to the podcast?" And I said, "Wait a minute, Andrew, that's not. You're burying the lead here. The lead is Kevin is his favorite. What the fuck is wrong with your kid?"
So, like, I'm sure they're crushed that Kevin's not on tonight.
They probably are. Speaking of something,
I'm not listening to this trash pod. They don't even have
That's right.
Kevin on.
Kevin.
But it's funny.
Next.
But my comment was, and I still feel this way, and I will forever feel this way, but like, I have always thought about the day when our children, and Ralph, you're years behind Andrew and I, but I've always thought about I've given it good, sincere thought about when he's old enough to listen, would he listen? Or what if his friends end up listening and he doesn't? But I just worry about this whole scenario and that situation. But I never once thought that it was going to be coming now when our kids were 12 years old.
That's right.
Or 11 years old or whatever. But I guess the lesson learned is this shit creeps up on you, man. I mean,
Alfredo says Kevin is the GOAT for tweens, teens, doctors and women who break and enter.
Yeah, if this was like the 80s and we were being interviewed by like Tiger Beat, like Kevin would be the one on the cover that all the girls would want to know. They want to read that interview with Kevin.
Yeah, well, Kevin is the GOAT of the podcast. And speaking of other things that we like, Andrew, the defense was tremendous yesterday. They fought their butt off, and like I have no complaints. Like they were tremendous. San Francisco's one touchdown was infuriating because the dude caught it off a tip and he was practically laying on his back.
Yeah, no, they Adebo. Shout out to Paulson Adebo. I think he had been pretty terrible this year, and I know like they talked about in training camp how good he was, and that he looked like he had turned a corner, and then he got hurt. He had the high ankle sprain, and I just think mobility wise that really set him back even when he came back. And I just feel like the last 2 weeks Adebo's played really, really good. And you could see him breaking up a pass right here. But I just thought Adebo was tremendous in this game. I thought Caden Ellis, my God, man. Like, I don't know that Pete Werner gets his job back when he returns. We've been talking about this, like, rule this policy that Jameis pretends exists that you can't lose your job when you're injured. Like, that's about to get put to the test with Pete Werner.
Dude, they need to shelve Caden Ellis. Because he's a free agent and he's going to get paid. Like he's going to get a nice deal, and the Saints have no cap space.
Oh my God!
I'm worried.
This feels like Trey Hendrickson all over.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Oh no!
I mean, well, the good thing is teams don't pay off-ball linebackers. So he's got like 3 sacks. So it's
I know
he needs to somehow find himself on IR for the rest of the season. We got nothing to play for here. We gain nothing. We gain nothing by Caden Ellis playing well for the rest of the season. The
only thing the defense didn't do, Andrew, is I felt like the pass rush wasn't great. It was pretty good early, but
I don't know.
Most of the game it wasn't great.
I think they were getting. I thought the pass rush was pretty good actually. They only had 1 sack, but. If you go back and watch that game, first of all, the pocket push specifically from David Onyemata and Kentavious Street, those two in particular were in Garoppolo's face the whole game. And so while they didn't get a ton of sacks, I felt like he was getting hit. Malcolm Roach also had a roughing the passer call, which was another terrible, terrible officiating call. I hated that call. He's outside of the pocket.
Yeah, he's outside of the pocket.
He gets tackled as he's throwing it, and it was just awful. But I think a lot of times if you're getting a ton of pocket push and you're getting in the quarterback's face, that's not necessarily a sack or even a quarterback hit, but you're affecting his ability to throw the ball accurately. And so I thought that was as responsible. I just thought the Saints were great in the trenches most of the game. Honestly, I thought this running attack is one of the most difficult to defend. I mean, we talked about how bad of a matchup this was against the Saints, how bad they are at stopping these kind of running teams. And they stuffed McCaffrey.
Stuffed them, injured two of their running backs, dinged up McCaffrey. San Francisco, Dave, when they got the lead 10-0, you could see San Francisco was like, we don't think the Saints are going to score many points. We're just going to run this clock out. And every drive, they were like, run to start. And the Saints just would not let them have one of those long clock chewing drives. Because what did they have? They had 29 carries, 96 yards.
No, again, going back to what we were saying earlier, and I'm going to call this, I'm just going to officially dub this the blue ball game. And going back to that, it was frustrating because the defense continued to do their job. They continued to give the offense opportunities to get that first touchdown with time left. I mean, there was 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Defense comes up big. Saints offense gets the ball. They do nothing. Defense goes back out there again. Boom. Short drive. Saints offense has a chance. I mean, they had at least, I would have to look at the game book, but I feel like they had at least 3 or 4 offensive possessions in under 10 minutes in the fourth quarter.
If Will Lutz makes the first field goal, the game could have been different because then the Saints could have kicked the field goal to make it 13-6 and things changed.
I don't know. I don't know. It was like...
It would have at least kept the shutout streak alive.
I guess, but, they had 13 points, and it's just like, I always, in my mind, as I'm watching the game, I'm like, touchdown. It's touchdown or nothing. Field goals, yes, I know we can get a field goal and that'd be great. And maybe earlier in the fourth quarter or late in the third quarter, yes, I would have taken a field goal, but obviously the more the game goes on, like you should have just you gotta get the touchdown. You're right there on the goal line, you're under 5. Fucking Kamara. Or you mentioned Onyemata. I really wanted an Onyemata head touchdown. Juwan Johnson, what the hell are you doing, man? Like you get like I know that wasn't a design play to you. I know you're not expecting the ball, but it was right there. It's in your hands. You're a tight end. I feel like he's got to make that catch. I feel like that catch that's
a
unforgivable.
It's a drop.
Yeah.
It's a drop.
I cannot believe he doesn't catch that. That was a gift. That was a freaking gift.
You want to hear crazy?
We talked about on the podcast on the post game show about Andy Dalton, and I felt like he played well enough to win. It feels really weird to say that when you score 0 points, but I just thought.
Yeah, but what about that screen pass though that he threw in the dirt? What the hell was that?
You didn't see what happened? The ball, Kamara hit him.
Yeah.
Kamara hit him and the ball was kind of out of his hand and he tried to throw it, but it was he didn't have a good grip on it because Kamara knocked it out of his hand.
Yeah.
Because Kamara was dropping back.
They were doing a play action thing, and Kamara just hit him with his shoulder, and he just lost control of the ball. Just piss poor execution.
Well, the offense, of course, it's the first time the Saints got shut out in 232 games. Do you realize the Saints' last 4 times they've been shut out have all been against San Francisco?
Yeah, that's an incredible.
Well, I'll tell you this, Ralph. I remember that was the last game that Willie Roaf was a New Orleans Saint. The last time they got shut out, and I remember that well because that was a horrible day. It was the last game of the season, and Mariucci and the 49ers came in, and the team had completely quit on Hazlitt. There was inner turmoil in the locker room with Joe Horn and Willie Roaf and all that. And I remember
was that Aaron Brooks?
Yeah.
Was that Jeff Garcia?
You want to talk about bad? You want to talk about quitting on a coach? They kind of turned it around. The Saints in the final 2 games of the year, they gave up 78 unanswered points because they were beating the Redskins in the second to last game 10-0. They lost 40-10. And then San Francisco beat them 38-0. They gave up 78 unanswered points. I think it
was dark and gloomy. And I remember after the game, Steve Mariucci was interviewed, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Saints." He kind of acknowledged, they basically forfeited.
Yeah, they folded it up.
Yeah,
but I mean the shutout streak, whatever. I mean, it was cool to not be shut out in 20 years, but
longest active streak in the league.
That's surprising. Very surprising.
I mean, Drew Brees, man.
Well, I mean, Drew Brees and Aaron Brooks,
man, and John.
And dude, they didn't get shut out in the Katrina year. They managed to not get shut out in 2005. Like
with Todd Bauman didn't.
With Todd Bauman running the show.
Yeah, how was that? That's what I'm saying. That's surprising.
But by the way, you can sub for free with Amazon Prime every month. It's not just a one-time thing. You do it for free. It's a way to support the show, and it doesn't cost you a dime. If you have Amazon Prime, do it. Thomas has instructions on the link in the description.
I think all you have to do is write !sub, right?
That's right. Yeah, if you're in the chat right now.
Yeah, that'll give you the instructions.
Here's the thing, Dave. This game, the reason it was so excruciating to watch is the cascading effect of bad luck. I mean, the fumbles, Kamara, the Taysom end zone drop, the Johnson end zone drop. You mentioned. I can't remember
the second Kamara fumble.
Yeah, I can't remember a time where the Saints had basically everything go against them in a game, and it was still a competitive game. I've seen games where everything goes wrong and they lose like 40-0. I can't remember a game like this where literally every freaking thing that could go wrong went wrong. Yeah. And yet it was only 13-0, and you watched till the end, and we suffered till the end because we kept thinking, maybe they'll score, maybe they'll break the seal, maybe they get it together. Like, it was the weirdest freaking agonizing game I've ever seen.
Yeah, the blue ball game. Again, this was the blue ball game. And look, the Saints, New Orleans is a very Catholic city. The Saints are named the Saints because the franchise was awarded on All Saints Day, and because we are a very Catholic city.
St. Christopher, patron saint of lost causes.
There are a lot of ties between this team and Catholicism and Jesus, and I think that we can only take this as a sign from God. We got to get rid of Dennis Allen. He's horrible. He's got to go. This is God telling you. This is God telling you. Dennis Allen's got to go.
I think someone in the chat earlier said they wanted a poll about whether or not we should fire Dennis Allen. So
I can tell you what the results of that poll are going to be right now. And they
go ahead, Thomas. Can you put up a poll that says should the Saints fire Dennis Allen right now?
It's going to be in favor of firing Dennis Allen. I think Dennis Allen is a good guy. I think he's a great coordinator. I think he's a good football guy. I think he's a good X's and O's guy. But this is just, I feel like this is not a well-coached team. I just feel like this is not a well-coached team.
I don't know. I felt like
would have won this game.
I felt like the plan on defense was extraordinary. They executed it.
If we were doing our show last Monday and I said, guys, I have a crystal ball, it's 100% accurate, I'm looking into it right now, the Niners are only going to score 13 points on Sunday. Go ahead and make your predictions. What are you all saying? You're all saying the Saints are going to win this game. Surely they can score at least 13 points. And it sounds like we're getting San Francisco on an off day.
Well, no, they did get San Francisco on an off day. That's true.
Okay. But I still
would have been
Dave, early returns here, 75% of voters, well, it's just 3 out of 4 say no. Dennis Allen should not be fired.
We haven't got the Bywater precincts in yet.
That's right.
We haven't got Midtown. We haven't got Carrollton.
And now we're at 50-50. That life comes at you fast.
Yeah, and let's see what the mail-in ballots say.
Don't slouch.
Let's see what the mail-in ballots say. I just
make sure we count the hanging chads.
Yeah. You know what this team doesn't have, and which would have helped them to win this game, if not absolutely win this game. They Sean Payton. No. They don't have any type of like killer instinct. There's no they just don't have that. There's no bite to their barks.
There's no belief that they can create a momentum changing play on defense because they never do.
I don't know. It's intangible.
Man.
It's
the
defense.
I'm not going to bag on the defense after that game.
I'm not going to bag. You're right. I'm not going to bag on the defense. I'm going to bag on the offense.
Tariq, the new poll is up at the top in the chat. If you open up the chat in Twitch, then the poll ended.
That was fast.
Yeah, why, Thomas, why did you end the poll there? But
I didn't even get
no
to
wins.
There's a 2-minute limit.
No wins, 56%.
5-4. 56% of you say no.
Well, I would have
DA should
voted and
not
it would have
be
been
fired.
50-50. So there you go.
Well, you lost your chance.
Look, the point is half of this fan base wants DA gone.
I mean, I
They
think
should be.
I don't want him gone. I want him back as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
I
that's
just want a
not going
different-
to
That's not possible, man.
I know.
no.
Well, I don't know. Like, it can't be like Kevin, where like you just have like a friends with benefits relationship every now and Can we just keep him as a defensive coordinator and kind of just bang him on the side? But really, we're into some other guy who's really coaching the team.
Yeah, Dennis Allen. The thing is when you lose, no matter what your personality is, it's the wrong answer. Like if the Saints were 8-4, we'd be like, Dennis Allen, he's relaxed. He had that nice, easy training camp. He's letting the veteran guys lead the team. We needed a change of voice. Sean Payton, he was too hard. He was too details oriented with that bullshit. Dennis Allen just goes with the flow, and he's a good guy. If he was but we say, oh, they're 4-8, so we're like, oh, he doesn't rant and rave, he doesn't yell at people. But if they were 4-8, Andrew, and he ran it and raved, we'd be like, maybe if he was calmer, they'd be better. Like there's no right personality when you lose.
No, but I will say this: as much as I have kind of hated Dennis Allen's pressers and how he talks to the media, after this game was the first time like I saw him be a little surly and at least say like, I don't even know what a catch is in our league. Like I don't even know. Like I respect that. I was like, all right, good for you to kind of throw that out there and take a shot at the refs, and then about the pick with Alontae Taylor, he talked about Chris Harris. Like, yeah, I didn't like that call.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that's what I wanted to bring up earlier. It was a little surly, but I feel like Sean Payton would have been better. He would have given us a better soundbite. He would have been surlier. He would have had some more of a wise ass comment. He would have been, or at the very least, you would have sensed his anger. Like he was. Yes, Dennis Allen said that, but I don't really feel like he's that angry.
You know what Sean Payton would have done? He'd have been like, you know what I thought of that catch, Cat? I can't say it unless you're going to pay my fine. Are you going to pay my fine?
Right.
No, you're not going to pay my fine. Then you know what I thought of it. Like
Sean Payton
done that.
Right.
Should have been like
Payton,
passive aggressive.
Yeah. There's honestly, you bring that up as a point in favor of Allen. I actually bring that up as a point against Allen. I thought that was kind of beta.
Want more anger?
Yeah.
Show me that
he's
you
a
care.
Wet blanket on a ship lost at sea.
Honestly, honestly, what I think this team needs is go ahead and say those things. Get fined. Piss off the NFL. I'm serious. You're laughing, Andrew. Show the Saints.
I'm with you.
Show the Saints. Show the locker room that maybe you are a hard ass. You know what? Say fuck that. You know what? These refs sucked. I honestly, that's what Dennis Allen should have done.
You know what he should do, Dave?
He shouldn't have towed the line. He should have. Honestly, he needs some street cred. He needed to come out. He needed to come out and say this fucking officiating sucked. Find me now.
I got it, Dave.
Goodell, come at me, bro. This officiating sucked. You know it sucked. I have the tape to prove it, and I don't care. And you know what? That's going to get a locker room motivated. That's what he needs to be doing right now.
It's true.
It's fucking true.
I have it,
his
Dave.
Players would be like,
They need to hire Dave.
I have it, Dave. I have it. This is what
Dave
Dennis
as the
Allen
next
needs to
head
do.
coach.
Because you know the NFL is going to send him the letter in the middle of the week saying about the Joey Bosa offsides and the missed calls, right? And they'll probably even say, yeah, we screwed up on the catch. That was a catch. Dennis Allen at his press conference should open the letter and just read it and then crumple it up and throw it at a media member. That's what he should do.
Better yet, take it, pull down your pants, wipe your ass with it, then crumple it and throw it at the media member.
Pee on it like the manager of Major League.
Yeah, that's a little bit much, and that takes a little bit
Dornan's
longer.
contract.
Solve your problems with aggression.
There you go. People in the chat love your rant, Dave.
Well, Kevin's not here. I'm just trying to fill in.
Trying to fill in.
I wonder if my son will go to a sleepover next weekend and say, we love Dave.
Here's the thing.
Colin, Henrik, and Karsten. You guys
the
are
Saints,
cool.
Damn,
they
good
lose.
memory.
So
wow.
when the Saints lose, our segment Clown of the Week.
That's right. You hear that? You hear that? You hear that, Colin? Your dad was impressed. I remembered you and your friends' names. You guys are cool.
Yeah, Nick Bosa was offsides final play of the game. But here's the thing, too.
That
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Well, we could write a novel. But Goodell wouldn't read it. So what does it matter?
The Clown of the Week is back because when the Saints
one?
lose, we have the Clown of the Week. I'm going to start off with a guy who's under the radar. Thomas, I know I said the offensive line. I changed my mind. Will Lutz, dude, you're lucky Dennis Allen's a really nice guy. Because if Sean Payton was the freaking coach, they'd have kickers at practice tomorrow, buddy. Will Lutz is shaky as all hell. I'm tired of it, man. I know he makes kicks. He's really good. He's in the clutch. Dude, he's missed 6 kicks this year, and they're makeable kicks. They aren't like 55-yard bombs. Like that kick yesterday, bro, you got to make that. That's my Clown of the Week, Will Lutz.
Were we each supposed to come up with one? I don't have a.
Yeah, you didn't.
Okay, well, a big surprise here. I'm going to go with the officials, the head official in particular.
Me too.
Obviously, we've already mentioned the Olave, no catch. The Chris Harris, Drew Brees tweeted about the Harris PI or what was it? Illegal use of hand? No, it was illegal contact.
Yeah.
He's pressing the guy 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, which is legal. It was the softest call, and you take away Alontae Taylor. Dude, and of course this was the son of, thank you, Saints Rabbit, the son of Ed Hockley.
Ed Hockley.
Yeah, so there's that call on the last play of the game. Jarvis Landry's getting pulled. They don't call that pass interference. The ball should have been put at the one there. They don't call Bosa for offside on the last offensive play of the game. And I mean, just a comedy of errors. But I'm gonna give a shout out to Juwan Johnson. He's kind of in the mix. He's kind of in the mix for Clown of the Week. Drops 3 balls. 3 balls were thrown at him. He drops all 3.
Plus the bonus ball.
And then the bonus ball, which it hits him right in the chest.
He could have made up for it, too. It would have been one of the great Saints touchdowns of all time.
Yes. That would have been an off the head, an Onyemata deflection. Would have been great. Would have been butt fumble. Would have been on same level. Blew it. Fucking blew it, bro.
Dave, I left Alvin Kamara for you. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I was going to just agree with you for the refs. I mean, obviously, obviously there's a lot of people that could qualify, but I think if this were really a contest or if we put a poll out here, I think for sure the refs would win. That was the most ridiculous, egregious refereeing job.
But people in the chat, Trevor Penning.
Alvin Kamara. I mean, come on,
Alvin Kamara.
Look, I mean, 2 fumbles. That's unusual for Kamara. And I saw some people earlier in the chat, and I've seen on Twitter, this hasn't been Kamara's best year. The guys on Pardon My Take were saying they were making a joke. We gotta keep Kamara out of Vegas because that seems to be a bad omen for him. Yeah, I miss you, Alvin.
We won't have to worry about going to the Pro Bowl this year.
I don't know. I feel like. I feel like he's making a lot of business decisions. I feel like when he's catching the ball or he's getting an open space, if he's got a defender, if he's got
Kamara's always been.
If he's got a one-on-one situation, I feel like he's going outside and he's
always been that way.
Sideline.
He makes the business.
I don't mind the business. I don't mind the business decisions that he makes so much.
If they're going to keep using him over and over.
The thing that really bothers me is when Kamara goes out of bounds a yard short of the first down.
Yeah,
he does that all the time, and it drives me absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
at least get the first down if you're going to do that.
Right. Yeah, even just extend the ball. Yeah. Wait, no, actually, I thought it was on the rundown, but I guess it's not, or maybe we skipped it, or maybe I missed it. But I did also want to mention 1st and goal from the 4-yard line, 4 pass plays.
Yeah, it was bad.
I don't.
Or was it like? I don't know.
Andrew doesn't agree.
4 times.
I don't.
Their run game was horrible.
how do you not look?
Ralph texted me that during the game, and I texted him back like,
why are you guys texting? Like, why can you just include all? Why are you guys texting between yourselves? Like, just
That's true.
That's the same shit with me.
You know what it is? You know what it is,
Dave?
Dave? Part of the reason why is that Kevin doesn't have iMessage.
Oh no, we're
I don't know,
we're
like
phone shaming him.
sometimes.
All right, then fine. Leave Kevin out. Put me in. Since we all have iPhones, we can call it something at the top. We can call it Saints Happy Hour Podcast. We can name it, and everything will be blue, and it'll be great.
Are you with me on that? There's some weird psychological thing
know,
where
I hate it.
I'm just less likely to text someone that doesn't have iMessage. I don't know why.
Yes, man. We're terrible. We're
I
terrible.
read an article.
Bougie, so bougie.
Yeah.
You might have. That's true.
Mexi Hudat says Dave doesn't like mean girls. Me and Andrew are mean girls.
I mean, of all the bougie things, this is a very small, minute thing, but it also might be the most bougie thing because it's so fucking. It's so
Android all the way, baby.
It's so
It's not even that I think iPhone is better than Android. It's not even like a snob thing. It's just
Both
like
are shitty. Both are shitty, man.
No, it kind of is a snob thing. But it's funny because I don't know. I don't know.
You can't
Andrew
relate to this at all?
No, I can. That's the problem, and that means I'm bougie too. No, it annoys me. It annoys me that I hate it. I hate when you like something and it just says like, oh, somebody.
Jason Champagne says get a better OS and you don't have to worry about crappy iMessage.
No, whatever.
And he says Android all the way.
No, all right, F that.
Anyway, Jason Champagne has my cell phone number. Make sure you lose it and stop texting me, Jason.
I don't want to see that green text.
Dave, I'll start texting you because the Saints will have a bad play in the first quarter, and Andrew will just say, "I'm muting you, you cripple. You're so negative."
No, I would never mute you. I'm here for it.
The only thing.
Also, do you ever get this where like we're in a text chain? And somehow, like, something weird happens with Kevin where he'll reply all, but it'll just go to you. If you guys,
yes, that's more Android bullshit. What
I know. So see, I don't know. That's also now educates now
it makes me wonder because I thought it was only going to be, but maybe somehow
it goes to all of us individually. Yeah, it's weird.
But so if we want to reply, then we're just replying to Kevin and not the group. Yeah, I know. Kevin. All right. How much do we have enough money to buy Kevin an iPhone out of the podcast money? That's the solution to this is we're buying Kevin an iPhone. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas, Kevin.
Don't do it, Rolf.
I feel like you should subscribe to the show so we can get Kevin an iPhone.
Thomas doesn't want you to do it. Thomas is like, that's my money. What are you doing? Don't spend it.
Get us back up to 350 patrons. And we'll consider getting Kevin an iPhone.
Jason, you could never be off the island, man.
Saints Rabbit donated 100 bits for iPhone.
You can get him like an iPhone 10 or an iPhone 11, and it's got to be an upgrade from. And
he got the lead in the MVP race.
I'll get him an iPhone 2.
There's no way Kevin has like the latest Google Pixel or whatever. He's probably working off of like
what it's like. You know what it's like?
Old Samsung thing.
It's almost like.
He's got a Razor, a Motorola Razor.
It's almost like Kevin is texting us from a PS2.
Nokia.
It's almost like that.
Oh my God.
Hey man, we got Kevin watching every game this year. That's as good as it's gonna get.
Hey, we got patrons sending PS2s to Ralph. Can we get a patron to just send Kevin?
Just look at the chat, man. Look at the chat.
No. Mexi Hudat has an extra iPhone X to donate to Kevin. This is it. We got patrons sending PS2s. We got patrons sending iPhone X's. Hey guys, I need a rangefinder when I play golf. Anybody got an extra rangefinder hanging around? Send it to me. 800 Broadway.
I need
New
some
Orleans,
Polish salamis.
70118. I also
send you a Tulane AAC championship T-shirt as a
when we can talk about this now. We can talk about this later, but we're going to be talking about Tulane.
Well,
it's going to be more than 1 minute.
Kevin's not here, but it's time for the hotline. It's time for this week's hottest take of the week on the hotline, sponsored by JLD Hot Sauces and Knives. But Thomas, Kevin's not here, but he's going to be here for the hotline intro. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Hi, everybody. I can't be here for the show this week. I'm on a date. Hopefully she likes guys that look like the third Hasselback brother. I'll let y'all know either on the Discord or in texts, or you'll get the update next Monday.
1 week later.
That ended.
What? It's time for this week's hottest take of the week on the hotline, sponsored by JLD Hot Sauce and Knives. If you want award-winning hot sauces like Boot Jalokia or Reaper Madness Special Reserve, go to www.jldsharpsauce.com. They also have incredible jellies such as palm and pepper. Jerry Embler is a tremendous supporter of Saints Happy Hour, so we are asking you to support the people who support Saints Happy Hour. I'm doubling back. They also have an incredible selection of handmade knives for cooking, hunting, and outdoor needs. Go check out the zombie-killing quartering cleaver and tell me it's not the best damn zombie-killing quartering cleaver you ever saw in your entire life. Go to www.jldsharpsauce.com to get the best hot sauces and knives at the best prices anywhere. Use promo code SAINTSHAPPYHOUR, all one word, and get 10% off. That's www.jldsharpsauce.com, promo code SAINTSHAPPYHOUR, all one word.
Hey, do you think there's any chance that Joey's making a point that Kevin comes on and Dave goes to the bathroom? Do you think we might have like a Pavlov's dog situation here where when Kevin speaks, it's like a laxative for Dave? It's like
as soon as the hot sauce commercial hits, Dave's like, I gotta go tinkle.
Nice.
So Thomas, the hotline this week, apparently mostly it was people calling for Dennis Allen's head. But if you had to describe it in 3 words, how would you do
3 words, fire Dennis Allen, man. Shout out to Jerry in the chat.
Saints Rabbit, Dave's got a poop jalokia.
It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
Hey guys, Preston from Stevens City, Virginia. So I just watched that abysmal, disgusting display of Saints football. They lost me money. I'm done. We can move on from Dennis Allen. We can move on from Alvin Kamara. AK, guys, I think he's done. He doesn't look like he wants to play anymore.
Hey, I haven't seen Andrew's grades yet, but if he gave Dalton anything less than a B, I'm calling the cops because that would be a crime. The man was under pressure all game. He got rid of the ball. He moved well. He moved the pocket. He threw well on the run. He gave the Saints receivers lots of chances to win the ball. And
I gave him a B, by the way.
So this performance was not on him. That said, I agree with what you guys said yesterday, which is that if they lose to Tampa next week, the question becomes not who gives you the best chance to win, but how do you set up for next season? And they need to see more of Jameis at that point. Thanks a lot. Love the show. Bye.
We're going with Jameis again.
The person that's out there, whoever you are, you bought a voodoo doll. That voodoo doll probably was a fleur-de-lis. That's what I'm thinking. Had to be. Maybe it was a helmet. Maybe it was actually a voodoo doll of Dennis Allen. Maybe you bought a voodoo doll of the whole team, each player, and you're just fucking up our whole fucking season with those goddamn voodoo dolls. Thanks a fucking lot. Do you know how hard it is for us as Saints fans to endure this misery week after week? Please find another team, buy some different voodoo dolls. Heck, we'll pitch in and pay for the fucking voodoo dolls. I don't know what else to say. Can't figure out what the problem is. The problem's everywhere. But I'm going to go with the voodoo doll people. I think that's what happened. I said I wouldn't watch next week's game. I'll probably watch it. I'll probably feel the same way I do now. Just trying to get through this season and come out without needing therapy. Thanks a lot, Saints. Thanks a lot, Dennis Allen. And I don't know what happened to my boot, Alvin Kamara. Thank you. Who dat?
The refs
Next
might as well
week's
put
game
on a
is
49ers jersey. Between the holding that really wasn't a hold, it was iffy on negating our interception, and then obviously the no catch with 3 steps in the first half. These refs, just lock them up in Alcatraz because these guys are fucked up.
Oh, man, Tulane Happy Hour Hotline. Can't believe I made it through. Best pod, number one podcast about the most exciting team in New Orleans, Louisiana, Tulane, Green Wave. Huge win this week. So excited for December 3rd. You guys are the best. Yeah, let's go. New Orleans won another football team. Bye.
I know who that is. I'm calling him after this.
So, by the way, you can become a patron to get access to the uncensored hotline, which is almost 10 minutes long and twice as funny and twice as obscene. So just become a patron. You get access to it. It's beautiful. And by the way, Thomas, where are we with the MVP?
The MVP, Saints Rabbit took the lead. 1,600 bits in front of Budrich. A little more than 1,500 bits.
Can we talk about Tulane now? Is now the time to talk about Tulane?
We can talk. Keep it briefish.
Like what, 10, 15 minutes?
No, like you get like 3 minutes.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. Look, come on. This is.
And your time's up.
Well, you know what? Okay, I will. I'm going to keep it brief. Tulane is the only 10-win college football team in the state of Louisiana.
That's right. LSU lose to A&M. Jesus.
That's all I need to say, really.
Yeah,
Roll fucking wave. 1-0.
This weekend was brutal. Are you sweating Fritz leaving at all?
So yeah, let's talk about this. Well, first of all, look, we've got a game Saturday at Yeoman, home AAC championship game, first championship game ever at Yeoman, biggest game in Yeoman history.
Was that game going to be at Yeoman no matter who made it?
Correct. We were waiting to see whether
check out
UCF...
the chat, guys. What Saints Rabbit said.
I'll donate if Dave keeps it under a minute. Well, sorry.
Time's up, Dave.
Nope. Sorry, we're just gonna have to eat this one.
This is the biggest Tulane game in 75 years.
You can make that argument, obviously, because one, it's for a championship, which is great for the everybody involved. I'm so happy for everybody involved. Look, it's great for me, obviously, as a fan, but also for my business. We are having a banner year in Tulane sales, and this is a huge game on Saturday, so we're going to have a very busy week. I've already seen signs of how crazy it's going to be this week.
What's the spread?
The spread is actually, I think Tulane is favored by like 2.5 or 3, which is surprising. And they're playing UCF. For those of you who maybe don't follow.
You've played UCF already, right?
We played them and we lost.
Didn't their quarterback get hurt though?
I don't know. I think they still have the old Miss guy, the
Plumlee.
Plumlee.
Plumlee?
Yes,
the dude that ran for a million yards against LSU.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, he's like 30, but he's still eligible. He's still got NCAA eligibility.
That's right.
But
he went in the portal and came out younger.
That fucking portal. I don't know what the hell is inside that thing. I don't know how that thing works. But no, this is really amazing. We are in uncharted territory here for Tulane, and it's very exciting. And honestly, like Tulane season, it has what's kept me going through football season. Like, I know a lot of people out there are really depressed. They're Saints fans and they're really depressed about the season. And to be quite honest with you, the Saints this year have been on the back burner compared to Tulane. Like, Tulane has been my pride and joy this year and my main focus.
Okay.
And the Saints have been sorry.
No, I feel you.
You lost
the Astros helped get me through.
You know what?
A little bit.
Don't tell me that all of you LSU fans wouldn't have said the same damn thing back in 2019 when you had Joe Burrow and you were winning the national championship. Okay, you were enjoying that way more than
LSU went. I mean, Saints went 13-3, buddy.
USA better beat Iran tomorrow. By the way, they better win that game.
Yeah, I don't know. USA. Whatever. I don't know.
How's Poland doing in the World Cup, Thomas?
I don't know. Good question, man. I only follow the Saints and Pelicans. And
Ralph, as a LSU fan, if I told you can only have one, LSU beats Georgia, wins the SEC, or the Saints beat Tom Brady and the Bucs on Monday night. You can only have one. Which one do you take?
Dude,
I know you're
Tom
a bigger
Brady.
Saints fan, but like, which one would you take?
I want Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, LSU, they beat Georgia. They're not going.
They're
to
not in the top
playoff.
4. I know.
Like whatever.
Yeah.
The Saints beat Tampa. I get 2 weeks of fun because I get a bye week and I get to look forward to the Saints beating Atlanta and having total control of the NFC South for the last 3 weeks of the year.
I'll be at that game too, Saints Falcons.
So I would take Saints over Tampa. And the thing is, I want the Saints to end Tom Brady. They're going to end Tom Brady. I'll get to that in my picks. I'm supremely confident that the game Monday is going to be close and going to be incredible. But we'll get to it. Thomas, play the music. We're going to take it to the top. By the way, how is my audio? Is it everything that I dreamed it would be when I got the Yeti? That's 2 consecutive weeks of the Yeti work.
As long as you're close to but when you like look to the right to read something on your computer, no, that's perfect.
I'm looking to the right. I got the script right here, and I got the chat in front
I think you need to buy one of those arms.
I can't where would I put it though? I can't where would I mount? I don't know.
All right, you can mount it to your table.
Yeah. What's next,
question.
Thomas? Hit it.
Okay, first question. We start with the bang.
Oh boy.
Question from Bulky. The doctor himself asks if the Saints had to play the game on drugs, what drug would be most beneficial to our enjoyment of the game?
I saw this question. I've got.
Ooh, that's a good
one. It's either Coke or meth. I mean, like Coke, I feel like they could kind of keep it together and they would just be amped up. Meth, I feel like they would definitely be amped up, but like they might do crazier shit. Like you don't know. So, but
I think if it's
true, right?
See, I think if they're playing a team that's better than them, you 100% have to go meth because you got to get reckless. You got to get crazy. Yeah. You got to get out of control.
If I could pick a drug, I would pick mushrooms for the officials. Because if they're
could you imagine? Could you fucking imagine?
If they're hallucinating, there's no way they could see worse than they do now. There might be less flags if they're hallucinating.
What drug can you take that reduces turnovers? That's the answer.
I'll tell you this: if we're talking about drugs for our opponents, I think the only thing that might work would be fentanyl. I think we'd have to just kill everybody on the other side of the ball.
Jesus, this guy.
I got one for you. you know how they're always blaming Adderall when they get popped for performance enhancement.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, I just took Adderall. It was no big deal. I had a long drive and I wanted to stay awake. So. Well, if they actually all took Adderall, maybe it would help with their focus.
That's right. The false starts, the turnover's gone because everybody's hopped up on Adderall.
Next question.
Okay, next question. Next question from Saints Rabbit, the current show MVP leader.
Send us a video.
Coward. Come on,
if he wins, the show's not over yet.
That's right.
He asks, if you had to describe the Saints season using bad dishes you've been served, which bad food experience would you compare it to? I think that's the question today.
I feel like this season has been going to eat every day at Panera.
I had lunch at Panera today.
I hate Panera.
I'm not even kidding.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Andrew. Ate lunch at Panera.
Let me say something about Panera real quick.
On North Carrollton Avenue.
It's like faux healthy. Like they pretend like it's healthy.
Okay, well, that's not why I'm eating it.
Number one, it's not even healthy. And number two, nothing on that menu tastes good.
His entire life.
Panera is the worst. I hate Panera.
I didn't realize this is your Olive Garden. We found Andrew's.
Wow.
We found Andrew's Olive Garden, and it's fucking the Panera Bread Company.
I'm trying to think because it's hard because it can't just. I feel like it can't just be a restaurant that's bad or a dish that's bad. It's got to be something that you like and you were looking forward to eating. Because we were all looking forward to the Saints season. We're like, they're going to be in the bad NFC South. They're going to win 10 games.
If the Saints find a way to make the playoffs, I will go eat at Panera, and I will allow all 3 hosts, besides me, Ralph, Dave, and Kevin, to each pick an item from the menu for me to eat.
Well, you got to do the pick 2.
Hey, Tomas, check the timestamp on this
sandwich combo. This is going to be tough. I'm going to have to check out the menu.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think Panera is that bad. I mean, like, look, is it good? No, but
I'm not a big fish guy.
No, I'm not a big fish guy. And I certainly I don't go there because I think it's healthy.
If Panera had fish, I might like it better.
All right. Well, this is interesting.
You know what the Saints are for me? The Saints are this year. They're going to Sonic. Every time I go to Sonic, I get excited and I'm like, Sonic, it's going to be good. They're not going to take 40 minutes to bring it out. And every time I go, I'm freaking disappointed. They get shit wrong, and it takes 3 times as long as it should to bring it to my car. The 2022 Saints are Sonic.
I mean, I'm just supposed to say anything from Olive Garden, right? Like that's.
And I'll tell you, I would go eat at Sonic 10 times before I would go to Panera once.
Really?
The tots at Sonic are good. The tots.
First of all, at Sonic, I go to Sonic just to buy their ice because they sell that pebbled ice. And
buy yourself an ice maker. That's bougie. That'd be a bougie move. You can buy the ice maker.
I guarantee. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now. The Juge household already has a separate ice maker in their kitchen.
My brother broke that out at Thanksgiving. It's a must-have item. I need one.
Andrew, confirm, deny. Juge household, separate ice maker, apart from freezer.
No, I just have an ice maker in my fridge.
Wow.
Upsetting. All right. Okay. All right.
Fuck you, Andre George.
There you go. Perfect.
Our fridge is supposed to be fancy, though. I can't remember what it's called, a Zero or something. I can't remember.
Is it one of those ones you can like see through? Does it have like a clear?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
What you got, Thomas?
Okay, next question is from Bob.
Wait, Dave, hold on, Dave. Do you have an ice maker?
No.
Okay.
We've talked about putting one in though. There's a spot in our island that was left that's made for having an ice maker put in, but we haven't done it yet. But no, I would love to have a pebble ice.
We should have
because pebble ice is used for tiki drinks. That's what you need.
Sub-Zero is the fridge, but we should settle this once and for all and have an episode where you guys get to ask us questions and we each have to answer them, and then you decide who's
like a bougie off. Yeah, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yes,
bougie palooza. We'll do that. That's an off-season,
and
show.
It'll be over as soon as somebody says, "How much money do you have in your bank account, Andrew?" And I'll be like, "I only have like $5,000 in my bank account." And Andrew will be like, "I have 5 million, so I win."
Jesus.
All right.
Andrew Bezos,
robbing banks.
He's not even denying it. He's not
even.
What are you talking about?
He's like.
By the way, I just want to go on record. I have no idea. Andrew and I have never talked about money. I have no idea what Andrew has.
I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to take the helicopter or the private jet down to New Orleans to kick your ass.
I'll have caviar waiting for you after you're done kicking my ass.
Right. Thomas, mark that down for an off-season topic.
Next question. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, next question from Bob is the runner-up, the current runner-up for show MVP. He asks, regardless if we trade Sean Payton, would you rather draft a QB in 2023 or pull in for 2024?
Okay, here's my thing. I've said this before. Drafting a quarterback is certainly a good move. If you get the right guy, he's cheap. You can keep him for 3-4 years before you have to really pay him. And at that point, it's totally worth it. I think it's the ideal way to build a football team. My problem is I don't know if I trust the Saints to pick the right guy. I don't know if they will pick the right guy. I'm concerned that they will spend that they'll have this first round draft pick and they're not going to get the guy that
not a reason not to try.
Here's the thing, though, Dave.
Draft a quarterback.
This is part of the reason why I'm totally fine with the Saints keeping Dennis Allen. If they keep Dennis Allen and the wheels come completely off in 2023, then they could pick Caleb Williams if they pick number 1. And you don't need to have a guy do evaluations for that dude. I saw that dude play against Notre Dame. I saw enough. Like, I would be willing to go 1-16 in 2023 to get that dude. He's the next great one. They are. Like,
okay, so let's play this out. What year does he become eligible?
He'll be eligible 2024 draft.
So Dennis Allen's probably gone. You have a new head coach. We don't know who that new head coach is. But so are you working under the assumption that head coach is a guy or woman? I don't know. I'll say it's 2 years from now. We don't know. We don't know what can happen. Me too. You believe that whoever that person is going to be able to coach this young quarterback to be successful?
I think Caleb Williams is the next can't miss. So like even if you screw up the hire, you could just fire them and get another coach. Like
Dave, what do you want me to say? Like, we can't coach this guy up, so like just give me Andy Dalton. Like,
no,
go trade a pick and get Ian Book back.
No, but I think what Dave is saying is if you don't have a can't miss quarterback, do you trust them? If they, it's easy to say, oh, I'm going to pick Peyton Manning. But if you got to pick between Josh Allen, who's Jameis Winston and Mariota, and you got to pick the right one and you got to develop them, do you trust the Saints to do that? I do not.
Well, hold on. I'll say this. I don't trust the current Saints as it stands now. Like, let's say we go into the offseason 2023. Everything's the same, coaching staff, all that. We don't have a first round pick, so I don't know why this would happen.
David Carr would be your quarterback. I'm just
saying like if you're talking about thinking about the team now as they are now with Dennis Allen and all this stuff, no, I don't trust them. Like in Ralph's scenario, the Saints already have a new coach. I don't know who that coach is, but like, so I can, at least in that scenario, I can pretend that we have a coach who
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, who would do well with a young quarterback. But as the team stands now, I think that's a waste. I think that's I don't think they would. I don't think they would know what to do with a great quarterback.
Yeah, the quarterback draft, if it's not CJ Stroud next year, is kind of underwhelming. But
next question. Okay, final question of the show belongs to Jason Champagne, who was in the chat earlier. He asks, should the Saints move on from Pete Carmichael after the season and elevate Doug Marrone to bring in more accountability?
What makes Doug Marrone have the magic wand to get accountability?
I think he said he used to be a Saints coordinator from 2006 to 2008 or something like that.
I know Doug Marrone took the Jaguars, like they were like one more Blake Bortles completion away from the Super Bowl, where their defense was just ridiculous for that one season. But like Doug Marrone, I can't ever remember anybody saying that dude is an innovative offensive mind and can design a game plan that'll wow you. Like, he's an offensive line dude.
Like, I have a problem with the whole. I take issue with the whole Pete Carmichael thing. Pete Carmichael was here in 2009, 2010, 2011. Pete Carmichael has orchestrated some of the greatest offenses you've ever seen the Saints have, or the greatest offenses you've ever seen the Saints have. I won't even qualify that. Look,
you're kind of contradicting yourself a little bit here.
Well, I was critical earlier of. I was
you
critical
said you
earlier.
don't trust them to develop a quarterback.
I don't. No, I that's play calling is different than developing a quarterback. Like Pete Carmichael, if he's got a quarterback that's already great, like Drew Brees, yeah, I trust him. There's a difference between having a good quarterback and building a good quarterback. But no, and look, and I'm
what is the catch, Dave?
Oh, yeah, exactly. We don't know. No, and look, I'm critical of. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm critical of passing 4 straight plays on 1st and 10 from the 4-yard line.
You wanted your boo to get a goal line carry, didn't you?
But Dave? I did. But my point is that I just do not think that this is a Pete Carmichael problem. This is a personnel / execution problem. Okay, Alvin Kamara fumbled twice. That does not happen.
Coaching.
I think.
Can't you tie that back to coaching?
You think that's Pete Carmichael's fault or Dennis Allen's? I don't know. I don't know. Or is it the running backs coach? I mean, if you want to dial this in, how much hands-on coaching is Pete Carmichael doing?
Dude, the running backs coach gets fired January 9th for the Saints. Alvin Kamara will feel so bad because he basically fumbled that poor man out of a job. I don't even know. I
don't know. Like, I don't know the answer, Dave. I don't know the answer, but what I do know is like lack of execution does come back to coaching. So like, I don't know if it's DA or who it is, but it'll be interesting after the season because I do think they'll probably have to fire somebody. Dennis Allen will.
I also want to say this. Nobody was asking for Pete Carmichael's head after the Seattle Seahawks game.
Yep. They scored 45
nobody was asking for Pete Carmichael's head after they beat the Rams.
So either you can believe one of two things. You can believe that Pete Carmichael is a great offensive coordinator who took the Saints to a Super Bowl and 2 NFC championships, or should have one NFC championship, should have been
let's not pretend that wasn't Sean Payton. I mean, he was calling the plays.
Okay, whatever.
The thing is with the Saints, when they can't run the ball, like they're not any good.
But either
Pete Carmichael can't magically fix that.
But either you believe that Pete Carmichael is a great offensive coordinator, or you believe at his very worst he is a 50-50 coordinator. He's not a bad coordinator.
No, he's not.
Because like I said, you look at the Seattle game this year, just this year, and incorporating Taysom and using Taysom, like that requires some level of imagination and ingenuity, and I don't think, and I'm gonna keep going on this. I don't think that a lot of the NFL teams would use Taysom as creatively as the Saints do. I really don't. I think we are spoiled. I think we are very spoiled anymore. I think you guys are. I think Saints fans are very spoiled, and I don't think you guys realize how bad it could really be as far as like play calling and the offense.
No,
it could be bad.
My sources said they would play him more at quarterback, which I think
that's what I meant.
Last 2 weeks has definitely been accurate. But I will say the one thing that bothers me, and I don't know if this is Dennis Allen or Pete Carmichael, I don't know who ultimately has the decision-making power in these situations, but like the thing that's bothered me the most is just like this team feels very safe. Like it doesn't feel like on 4th and 1 or they're at the 50, like they just don't seem to have the guts to go for it on 4th and short.
I said it at the top of the podcast. This team lacks a killer instinct. That's what you're. That's what you're saying.
Not even a killer instinct.
That's what he's saying.
Like, whose decision is that on 4th and 1? They decide to punt. Is that Dennis Allen or Pete Carmichael?
Dennis Allen is just risk averse. Like he won't. Yeah. He's not going to take risk.
He won't call out the referees and take the fine. He'll say something vanilla.
It's just like Dave
and Sean
they're
Payton's
a 9-point underdog
on
the road,
breaking fire alarms, like desecrating buildings.
Correct. We need a bad boy. This, you know what? Whether we need it or not, it's what we're used to. Like after 14 or 15 years, or however many years we had Sean Payton, we have now become accustomed to we like a bad boy. We want George Costanza wearing the varsity jacket.
Solve your problems with aggression.
That's what it feels like. That's what this team needs, and it feels like that's not what
Louisiana wants to
guys
be
finish last, right?
Like we want to win, but we also want to be entertained. And Ogeron did it for us. Les Miles, Sean Payton, like that's what we want.
But no, look, I think I'm annoyed. I hated the 4 passes on 1st and goal from 4th. I will criticize Pete Carmichael for that if that was his decision. But big picture, I don't think Pete Carmichael is the issue. I think he's got a lot less to work with than we're used to. And I don't think people they don't seem to be understanding that.
Well, speaking of less
get closer to the microphone.
Speaking of getting less to work with,
not that far.
The NFC South has a lot less.
Perfect.
It's a dumpster fire. And as we go to these game picks, the Saints are a 6-point underdog on Monday Night Football against the Tampa Bay Bucs. And amazingly, the 4-8 Saints, if they beat Tampa,
don't even whatever you're going to say. I don't even want to hear it.
Half
don't
game
give me
out.
Hope. I don't want to stop with this hope.
You believe you want to have hope. You need hope. We want hope.
I have the green wave. I don't need any more hope.
This is the last chance saloon for the Saints. And I'm gonna go first, Thomas, and I'm gonna lay it out.
Wait. Let's
recap the scores. Go ahead.
Jesus Christ. Let's recap last week.
Well, if you got exposed, you don't read the random, man.
So I know.
Like Andrew.
You're welcome. I'm the only one in this family that reads the.
Everybody give your prediction in the chat.
Please talk into the microphone. So Andrew predicted 28-10 last week and said Justin Evans would be poo of the game. Not even close. Ralph said
the winning team correct. We all did.
You all did, guys. Yeah.
Oh, correct. Yeah, we all got
Kevin locked it in, though. Kevin locked it in.
Kevin got plus 5 points for being the only one to look the game, but Dave got minus 5 points for being immature, with his...
Okay, now wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Prediction.
Personally, if we were giving an overall winner for the week, I think I win because I said the Niners were going to win 69-5. And to be honest with you, after that game, it kind of felt like the Niners won 69-5.
No,
I feel like I was pretty close.
The point difference is by far the worst with you.
Exactly.
You want me to take another 5 points from you?
Look,
I can do that if you want, man.
You know what,
Take
Thomas?
10.
We're going to get into more of this later because your job's about to get a lot harder for the rest of the season for this podcast. I was nice to you today with my prediction, but
Yeah.
But the remaining weeks, I'm going to make
the new scores. Show us the new scores.
I'm going to make
I took mercy on you, man. That could have been a lot worse.
I have negative 10 points. I have negative 10.
Yeah.
All right. So for those
I had 5 points. I was the closest to the 0.
So for those of you listening, Ralph is in the lead with 18 points. Kevin is second with 13 points. I have 1 point. That's it.
Crippled ass.
Okay, I have.
That's just one. That's just 1 point for me. And Dave is.
We need to use that soundbite way more often.
Coming up the rear. He is negative 10 points. He's in last place.
Yeah. No, I've got some. All
right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get us started. I like the.
You might want me to go last.
I like the Saints to win this one. As you know, the Bucs offensive line has been decimated.
You're out of your mind.
And Tristan Wirfs just went down, carted off. I think this is the week. I think this is the week that the Saints pull it together. I believe. Are we
getting turnovers this week, Andrew?
I think we might. I believe this, Ralph. I don't believe that this season is done torturing us just yet. It would be too easy for the Bucs to beat the Saints and for us on Monday night to say, all right, well, that's it, season over. I believe that this season, in the way 2022 has gone for the Saints, it's going to build us back up. I'm thinking maybe the Saints beat the Bucs, they get the bye, a bunch of guys get healthy, they beat the Falcons, all of a sudden we're in first place, we're 6-8, we're like, oh my God, is this happening? This is great. And then it's obviously building us back up.
The piano
tear us
falls
all
on
down
our head.
again. But I do think
Yep.
Saints win this, and my prediction. So Saints 17, Bucs 13. My star of the day
of the game.
And I'm banking on this. I mean, I'm really going out on a limb here because I don't even know.
You are dumb.
I like it.
It's Monday. I don't even know if this guy's playing, so I'm taking a
bonus
big risk
points
here. But I'm thinking Davenport, who has half a sack on the year. This is the offensive line. This is the game where he puts it together.
Wow, Marcus
I'm talking multiple sacks. Marcus Buford, Thomas, lock it in.
Oh, wow.
You can't.
Your dad in the chat.
Lock it in.
Andrew, your dad in this chat said shenanigans. That's maximum shenanigans.
Holy shit. Are you on meth? You got to be out of locks. Is that your last lock?
Does Thomas, you have the spreadsheet with the locks? Are you sure?
There's no way Thomas has a spreadsheet for this. There's no way.
I like the boldness, Andrew. I'm giving you unlimited locks for this season.
Yeah,
wow.
This is
and Dave, you have none.
Yeah, no, I know. I have some. It's not even. I don't even know how it's possible or what I would do with it. But somehow I have -2 locks.
I can give you one if you can say please.
You're like the Saints. Your 2023 locks are already gone.
Yeah, no, I think Thomas can anti-lock me. He can unlock me. So when I make a prediction, he can unlock me, and if I get it wrong, it's -100. I don't know what happens. I don't know. Is it my turn? Am I going?
Yes, you can go.
All right, we're gonna go in order here. Okay, we got a big game this weekend. Huge game. Biggest game probably in the history for this team. I am going Tulane 27. UCF 21, I think I said, and I'm going Tajay Spears. He's going to have over 100 yards.
Is he draft eligible? I want him for the Saints.
I don't know if he is, but yeah, I know he'd be great for the Saints. Actually, Thomas wouldn't let me make that prediction. I don't know why. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, boo, Thomas. I wanted to make a Tulane prediction. He wouldn't let me.
Should have at least played the fight song, Thomas.
Yeah, or a hell of blue.
I'm thinking about taking away some points from you, man. Think about your next words carefully.
Look, I got news for you, Thomas. I'm at -10 points. Do you think that that's a threat to me? Do you think that I'm upset?
Can't hurt him anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I was talking to Ralph, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you can do whatever you want to Ralph.
Crippled ass.
I don't know why we suck. We should have had that
years ago.
Back in 2011. So then I made a real prediction, and so before I even gave my prediction, Thomas said I had to make a real prediction. I couldn't make any prediction. I couldn't do anything with 69 or 420. So I made my Tulane prediction, but he didn't accept that. So I said, all right. So I said Bucs 6, Saints 9. So there's your 69. And then the Bucs are going to have 420 yards, but Will Lutz is going to miss a field goal.
Oh wait, you said Bucs 6, Saints 9.
Yeah, Bucs is that. Yeah, Bucs.
Bucs.
No. Yeah, Bucs 9. No, Bucs 9, Saints 6. 420 yards total for the Buccaneers, exactly. But Will
shame
Lutz
on you, Mr. Juge. Shame on you.
But Will Lutz is going to miss a kick. Yeah, but Will Lutz is going to miss a kick, and
but my dad picks the Saints to win 9-6.
But you didn't put it in the right order. It's supposed to be 6-9. It's supposed to be 6.
So
and 420 yards of offense.
Here's the thing. Andrew, he has a good point about the Saints. There's more pain and heartache to come in the season. It can't just be a regular. Oh, Tampa beats the Saints 24-6. Season over. Play Jameis. Let's have a bye. Let's just get this dreadful season over. Get to January as fast as we can. No, that can't happen. But I think Andrew's missing a possibility. He's saying the Saints beat Tampa, and then they have a week off, and they beat Atlanta, and they give us hope, and we get 3 weeks of hope. But Andrew, I'm going to go on a different scenario. Saints jump out in this game.
This is ridiculous.
Monday night.
Stop.
26-3. They're rolling. We're 5-8. half game out. It's a party for 3 quarters. Tampa comes all the way back.
That sounds about right.
And what's the one thing Tom Brady says he's never done? He's never completed a Hail Mary.
Really?
The Saints lose to Tampa on a Hail Mary. Tampa 27. Tampa 27. Saints 26. Turn of the game. God for making us endure the pain that is the 2022 season.
Okay, first of all, I was incredibly foreshadowing earlier when I said that God was the reason for our problems earlier. That's incredible foreshadowing, and I didn't even know what you were picking. But second of all, really, he's never completed.
That's what I read. That he's never completed a Hail Mary.
It doesn't surprise me that you're stunned, Dave, when you consider how often Hail Marys happen. It's just like
right.
Well, that's
a common thing. I mean, everyone's had one. Right?
Everyone does it.
Yeah.
Right.
Even Ralph.
Right, with my bad arm.
I didn't know this, and honestly, like you mentioning this, I feel like this is totally going to happen. Like this is perfect. that would be total peak Saints. Is like yes,
it would be peak.
We're going to give up. We are definitely going to give up Tom Brady's first Hail Mary of his career at the age of 44 years old. Like that's an incredible prediction. That is happening. That is fucking happening. There's no way that's not happening.
It's pain. It's pain.
Erase my picks. I want to just photocopy Ralph's picks. Forget everything I said. That's happening.
But by the way, I want to remind people: enjoy the Monday night game. Get excited about the Saints if things fall right on Sunday with Atlanta and Carolina. That the Saints can get to a half game out of first. Enjoy it because listen. This Monday Night Football game might be the last one we have for a while.
We've played ourselves out of prime time. Yeah, we've played ourselves out of prime time.
No. Does Thursday count? They'll have a Thursday.
No, Thursday doesn't count.
Where Al Michaels.
Prime time is Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football.
I feel like the Saints have earned their banishment to Thursday Night Football in perpetuity.
I was about to say, honestly, Thursday Night Football is the punishment. Like, we played so badly. Every game is Thursday Night Football now.
Joey says Brady going to get hurt this game. I know it's mean to say, but if the Saints ended Tom Brady, that would be pretty cool. Like I'm a horrible, horrible person for saying that out loud, but it would be kind of awesome.
We've, have Brady can call Brett Favre and they can swap stories.
And
all right,
Kurt
what's
Warner. And Kurt Warner.
Yeah, and that's right, and Kurt Warner. All right, what's Kevin? Come on,
shout out to Bobby.
By the way, I kept my mouth shut earlier on Kevin's earlier video. His hair is kind of growing in since he shaved it. You got to keep shaving it, buddy. Don't let that grow in. You got to keep shaving it.
His beard is not.
I'm not talking about the beard.
Right.
I'm talking about the head.
Going on a date like that.
I'm talking about the head. I saw the pattern. I saw what he's got growing in now. He's got.
You're just jealous, Dave.
I'm not jealous. I'm. Look, this is one bro
Maybe
to another.
The ladies like it, man. Like, come on, don't question it.
The ladies don't like a little one patch of hair. Like the island, he's got. So Kevin's gonna have like the island situation. He's gonna have the typical, as they say in Seinfeld. He's gonna have the typical U-shape pattern.
He's got to come on home, is what you're saying.
Up top, but then he's got like a little bit of an island in the middle, and you can't have that. Like you gotta go. He's got to go all the way. I wish Kevin was on this podcast. I would tell him this now. I'll text him. I'll text him afterwards. But not man.
You'll text him, but remember, you won't get the iMessage, so it's going to be a little weird.
Shit. Yeah, I know. And I want to send it to him with the full screen with the spotlight, so it says "shave your entire head," and I want it to be like the spotlight on there, but he won't get
any of that.
Yeah, it'll just like come up as like, "Oh, Dave sent a text message with an emotion."
Oh yeah, I got a text message from Dave. Yeah.
But no, look,
you guys don't include me.
I'm tough.
You mean girls.
I'm tough but fair. But yeah, no, you can include me in your daily back and forth, and I'm on iMessage, so I won't screw things up.
You also don't I'm gonna call you out on this, Dave. Like you don't respond to texts as well as Ralph does.
Yeah. Correct. Well, because I'm not.
You're not a great You have your friends that like when you text them, they immediately reply back and sometimes like give you a thoughtful response. You, Dave, like a lot of times, like I don't know, I just get the vibe like you're a little too good for my text. Like, you're like, yeah, you get.
He's a busy
like
man,
trying to find out who's Willie Fritz's replacement.
Yeah.
Just talking to the people he really cares about.
Oh my God! Don't go.
It's like when I call. We've talked about this.
He's a mob boss. He's busy.
When I call Ralph and Ralph answers the phone, he's like, "Hey, Andrew." Like, there's a pep in his voice, like he's excited to hear from me.
It's true.
And he's receptive to my phone call.
Yeah.
When Dave answers, he's like, "What do you want?"
It's true that Ralph has nothing. It's true that Ralph has nothing better to do but than to take your call.
I feel that on the phone. I feel that in your text, Dave.
So, and that I do have a life outside of this podcast. Yeah, all those things are true.
Dave answers the phone like my wife answers the phone. What?
What do you want? Go for Selly. Is that how she answers? Go for Selly.
All right. So do we have a video of Kevin making his pick or?
Yeah.
No video, unfortunately. At first, I thought that he sent me a video of his prediction, but that was of the hot take. So we only have the
Kevin knows what matters. The sponsors.
Raw prediction. He predicted the Bucs to win 27-10, and third of the game is Alvin Kamara. He hates Kamara, guys. He hates him.
He does.
I feel like this is setting up for me to get back in this competition.
It is.
And pull this off.
All right, here's what I'm going to say.
If Tom Brady hits a Hail Mary, I'll be so mad, but this competition will be over.
All right, how about this?
It'd be like UDFA Sun competition.
By the way, let's talk about the UDFA Sun competition.
Oh, my God.
You're dominating.
I am savage.
I don't know how you do this. I mean, I fucking ate at Olive Garden to get fucking Smoke Monday, and that shit blew up in my face like an IUD. IUD or IED? Those are two different things. Okay, those are two different things.
Do you know what an IUD is?
Yeah, yes, I do, and that's how I know they're two very different things. An IED. One explodes and one's in your uterus. Hence the E and the U.
It stands for intrauterine device.
Wait, I was gonna make a deal. I was gonna talk with me and lock in here, Thomas. Lock in with me here. Okay. If the total score next week is 15 points or less, because I said 9-6.
Dave will put an IUD.
I can give you 1 point for that. Yeah.
No. That wasn't going to be my offer. I was going to say I want to be back to plus 15. Plus 15. I want to be in the mix. Yeah, I want to be in the mix.
Get him to put him in par.
Yeah,
I want to be in the mix. Wake up my neighbors.
Yeah.
You know, Dave, man. I feel like most men get a vasectomy when they don't want to have kids, but I respect you having an IUD.
No. You know what? I have a funny vasectomy story, actually. So I have gotten that. I'm done. No more kids for me. I've had the surgery. The doctor who performed my vasectomy is famous. This is the truth now. The doctor who did my vasectomy is famous for doing his own vasectomy.
What? Stop BSing the people in this country.
This is true. He did his own vasectomy.
That's arrogant and reckless.
I swear to God. I'm not going to say his name. He's a doctor in New Orleans. If you've gotten a vasectomy in New Orleans, there's like a 30% chance that you've gotten to this doctor. And yes, he did his own vasectomy.
Wow.
He also has
and a vasectomy.
And that's where I got it from. It's based on that doctor. And he also has like fancy like velvet like fancy shoes. And one shoe says cock and the other shoe says doc. Cock doc.
What can you do? Medicine's not a science.
Perfect. This is great. This is great. Anyway, so he's a urologist here in New Orleans. Look him up. See if you can find him.
Cock doc.
Did his own vasectomy, and he'll do yours too.
So Thomas, who won?
Sick people, mentally sick people, sick in the head.
That was the full one. Jesus, we haven't gotten the full one in a long time.
Wow.
Worth it.
Thomas, who's the MVP for today?
Okay, the show MVP is Saints Rabbit with 1,800 bits.
Wow.
Woo, that's like $5-10, right?
Nope.
Nice.
That's
Thank you,
like
Saints
18.
Rabbit, send the video, for God's sake.
Budrich in the second place as always. Come on, Budrich.
Send the video and
I'm not
slander
drunk.
Dave.
Hold on. Joey29 says Dave is drunk. I am not drunk. I am literally just telling you the tales of my life.
He had a 13% beer.
I've seen Dave drunk.
I mean, I'm not.
He's not drunk. He's been drunk on this podcast.
Yeah,
that is not.
Yeah,
drunk.
go back like 3 weeks ago, whatever that podcast was. Like,
Just wait till the meth nog. Wait till the meth nog during holiday season.
He got that nog in him. Credit to Brad for that.
That would be a great T-shirt.
You got that nog in him.
Yeah, it would be.
You got that nog in him. He got that nog in him. No, I gotta credit my buddy Brad for coming up with that one. But no, I am not. I am totally 100% coherent here. You've not been listening long to this podcast.
This show was a much more enjoyable experience than the actual Saints game. I can tell you that. Guys, thanks for joining us. As always, support the show. Go to saintshappyhour.com. Become a patron. Get the Boys Are Back Cup. Get the swag. Get the access to the Discord. We need your support to keep this show going, to keep it growing, to keep doing the fun things we're doing. So please support us. Thanks to Dave, to Andrew for being here. Kevin on a date. Hope it went well. And Thomas, of
We're
course.
gonna hear about this.
Thomas, the best producer in the world, waking up in the middle of the night in Poland, doing a fantastic job as always with the graphics and everything, keeping the ship afloat. Guys, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, you ought to support the one that wins awards. So, guys, thanks for joining us. Until next week, the bar is closed.